Well. It had to be a day of toil for the Indian bowlers, and it has been. We were all thinking, ideal scenario, get the remaining wickets and restrict South Africa to a lead of under 100. Ideal, best case scenario. That hasn't happened because a 111 run partnership between Elgar and AajTak, combined with some good hitting from Elgar-Jansen also, has ensured South Africa are 392 for 7 and a lead of 147. India took the new ball, but unfortunately it took them a lot of time to recalibrate their lines yet again. Shardul Thakur, unfortunately among the Indian bowlers, the only guy who's hit 100, 19 overs, 101 for 1. Prasidh Krishna also, forgettable debut so far. Ashwin not helped by 2 dropped catches. One by KL Rahul and one by Shubman Gill. Of course, that was of Elgar-Jansen that didn't turn out to be that expensive, but India falling apart in a lot of ways on the field and in the bowling also. Bumrah, as usual, good. Siraj struggled with this line today. Let me just sum it up. Sunny skies, you had the best batting conditions. South Africa made you pay. And they have scored 136 runs. 136 runs in this session. And you're already behind the 8 ball now. 147, uphill task for India now.
I mean, let's be fair. South Africa took the phrase make hay whilst the sun shines pretty literally. Because they've got some good runs, 147. I think anything they get after this now is bonus runs. And it's going to be an uphill task for India because again, if you need to set a competitive total, and a competitive total will be about 200 odd runs, you first need to get past these. Claw these runs back.
Yep, that's the thing.
It's India are in a huge spot of bother in this test match. Huge spot of bother. I remember us discussing yesterday at the end of play that it would be 55-45 if India were to restrict South Africa for a lead around 50-60 runs. It'd be 55-45 in favor of South Africa. With that lead, by the way, and still 3 wickets to go. On a conservative side, let's say, if you were to assume, let's say, another 30 runs, let's say, that, 3 more wickets put together, that lead then goes up to 160 runs.
175 easily. If Temba comes to bat, maybe.
It will take a miracle for India to come out of this. A miracle. And now those percentages, by the way, if it were to be, let's say, those conservative numbers, if we are to stick with, then it becomes maybe a 90-10 or an 85-15.
Yeah. But again, a tribute to Dean Elgar. What a knock. I mean, he was so frustrated that he was banging his bat at the steps there because he missed the chance of his first double 100.
And because he was dismissed by Shardul Thakur.
Yeah, that's what Shardul does to you.
Today, I remember there was a question asked to us yesterday about Indians lacking intensity. I remember there was a question over there yesterday that Rohit's side sort of lacks intensity. I still won't say that it's a Rohit side effect, but today I felt again that the bowlers did lack the intensity.
Yeah, I mean, see, once Elgar negotiated the new ball along with AajTak, they were not able to get Jansen out. I mean, remember, 57 he had hit about a year and a half back against Australia.
See, the thing is, how do you then exert pressure? How do you put pressure? Field set is one thing that the captain has in hand, but he doesn't have in hand, let's say, what lines that the bowler will bowl. There were looseners up front. There were a lot of looseners up front, and as a result, then you are not able to put any sort of pressure on the opposition.
Yep.
It was easy to rotate strike. That partnership again, they were just taming the Indian bowlers, Dean Elgar and AajTak. So when you needed tighter lines, I don't think there was a problem with the field set, but there were just too many looseners. And again, I may just be pinpointing Shardul Thakur over here. But the fact that again he is not a proper or an out-and-out bowler, it does reflect. And in such situations, yes, he got you that vital breakthrough. He got you Steve Smith's wicket in the WTC final. We know he's got a knack of getting you wickets. But the problem then is, it reminds me so much of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He would be upset about strike rotation with just singles, doubles. Here there are boundaries being conceded. Now, not only does that pile on scoreboard pressure, but then it just makes life so easy in terms of strike rotation, and there's no pressure that you then able to build on the opposition.
Playing a bowler like Shardul, who's not a full-time bowler by everyone's admission, requires your front three to be very, very strong.
Yes.
again, even Hardik Pandya was never someone who lit the test arena on fire, but you could have him there as a fourth pacer option. Why? Because you knew your front three, those top three were people like Bhuvneshwar, who used to play that time. You had a Bhuvi playing test. Of course, Bumrah had come in by that point. You had a Shami there. And of course, you had the likes of Ishant and Umesh, on standby. Ishant, in fact, at that point, I remember, was the first choice. So you did have a solid front three. Your front three here has unfortunately exacerbated the issue. Why? Bumrah's done well. Siraj has been wavered. Prasidh has been wavered. And that's it.
I mean, look at it. If you say only 13 maidens in 100 overs, meaning 87 overs, you scored runs. So there was no pressure being built on a consistent basis. Just go down a bit, Pawan, if you can. Just compare it to the South Africans. If you look at 67.4 overs,
go
down even further. Down,
or
down,
more down.
So 4, if you look at it, 67 overs, 11 maidens.
That means basically, if you take that
proportion wise, South Africa maintained the pressure even more.
That's one maiden every 6 overs, pretty much.
And here, one maiden every, you may say, 8 overs.
No, go up. What is the number of maidens?
13 for India out of 100 so far.
Oh, yeah.
So 8 overs, I mean, you bowling a maiden after every 8 overs. But yes, South Africa, you have to admire the discipline of Elgar. I mean, the way how he negotiated the short ball, there was a clear plan down the leg side. 287 balls later, that plan succeeded. But that was the right length and closer to the off stump. Now, the problem is Prasidh and Shardul combined have given you 38 overs of 193 runs with only 2 wickets. And what does that mean? 38, more than 5 per over. That's a problem. That's a big problem in a test match situation. In an ODI situation, you can kind of, it's manageable. But here, test
Even
match...
in an ODI, it won't be manageable if you're conceding runs at 5 and have only taken 2 wickets. If you're conceding at 5 in an ODI, you need to be taking 3-4 wickets and talking about one bowler. You can't be doing that.
Plus, not helped by poor fielding today. I mean, 2 drop chances. Shubman Gill in particular, I mean, that catch that he couldn't take of Katsia, I mean, that was a shocker. I mean, he could have taken it. KL Rahul, for the high standards that he sets, it was his first bad drop today.
It was a difficult chance at that, let's be honest.
He's taken far more difficult chances.
Agreed. And we saw him take far more difficult catches in the World Cup itself. I remember, again, can't remember the batter, but against Sri Lanka, I remember him going down to his, wrong side, which is left side, and then taking an absolute stunner. Again, that's the problem when you set such high benchmarks, maybe.
Yeah.
But I agree, on a given day, he would have gotten that. Let's say 7 times out of 10, he would have gotten it.
Exactly. So, 3 problems for India that has put them way behind in this test match. 1, erratic lines, no support to Bumrah, and you look at it, the new ball was wasted. Especially the new ball. I mean, Siraj was over pitching, Shardul either too short or either too full, Prasidh in the slot far too often. So that's why these 3 instances have ensured. I mean, for the 6th wicket, you gave a partnership of 111. Elgar-Jansen, that too. And who's not a normal batter as per se. I mean, he's just got 150 prior to this. Now you've given him 72, the highest. He could hit 100. Maybe he could be playing for 100. Maybe Temba would want to come, get the lead up to 200. You bat once, bat big, that's it. And you give yourself 2.5 days to ensure that you bowl India out and don't set a big target at this point.
I mean, if you get a 200-run lead, then even if India get a lead, they need to be scoring 400 in the 3rd innings. When does that happen in South Africa?
That's never happened in South Africa, and that's the problem. The pitch now, see, today, the best conditions you got, but now with every passing session, more South Africa bat, the divots will come much more into play now.
Yeah.
The pitch is now baking, the grass is gone, whatever early moisture that was there is gone.
Baking really though, Siddharth?
Yes. It does. In South Africa and the high world, the kind of clay that is there,
there's limited sunshine today.
Far more than the last 2 days at least.
2 days at least.
See, remember, this is when you saw proper sunshine at one point.
Yeah.
But again...
And remember, when there has been sunshine, on that particular pitch which had moisture on it, South Africa didn't get the wickets and there was cloud cover.
That's when they got the wickets.
That's when they got the wickets. And even here, see, now South African bowlers will get the benefit of the divots that come onto the pitch. Centurion wise, it's unreliable. Those divots, those cracks. That's the main problem. The more it bakes, and we're into day 3. Already you've seen how many? 167 overs already on this wicket. It will break up now. And on day 4, India will be facing the worst of the conditions in Centurion, unfortunately. Day 5, there is chances of rain, but that is towards the fag end, this third session. So, it's an uphill task, and India have only themselves to blame here. Now, what can Rohit Sharma have done? Looking at, you got a Prasidh, you got a Shardul, both erratic. Bumrah, no support. Siraj, 2 overs for 90. What could he have done to stem the flow of runs? If you are a captain, if you are in Rohit Sharma's shoes, what you would have done?
I mean, ask my bowlers to stick to the plans.
Yeah, I think just
consistent lines.
You need inspired bowling at the moment.
Yeah, which is why I think now once this session is done, I think the first thing they're going to do is tell Bumrah, listen, you need to put in 4-5 overs because 3 wickets is all you need. Yeah. They need to wrap them up quickly, otherwise there's no chance.
Yeah.
Already the chances are slim. If you don't wrap them up quickly, you let them get to 150, 180, 200, forget about it.
Yeah, 200 lead means
it's done and dusted.
It's gone right there.
Because see, as we see the trend, I mean, this is the best batting condition you've had. This is the best batting condition. After that, second session, and then from the 4th day onwards, the pitch is going to deteriorate crazily, and the uneven bounce that's there, and who knows, Kagiso Rabada is the master at Centurion for a reason. He averages 16 because he uses the condition far better than any bowler.
In fact, again, dare I say, if it goes to about 200, as Shane said, you could be looking at an innings defeat. Don't be mistaken. You will need a very good batting effort to come up. Firstly, level to get rid of that lead, let's say, or that huge trail that you will have. And then be looking at posting at least about 150, 160 more runs for you to be giving yourself some chance. Then you're looking at India getting to about 360 runs. That is 115 runs more than you scored in the first innings, when there were batting conditions and they weren't really fully grabbed by the batters. Gives me less hope.
Look at how the wickets have fallen. See, first day you had 8 wickets falling. Okay. Second day you had about 7 wickets falling.
5 and 2, yeah.
7. Today, first session, you lost 2. That too, one, it was a throwaway wicket by Gerald Coetzee. One that genuinely the bowlers had to work hard and get it through the conditions was Thakur getting rid of Dean Elgar. Technically, mind, if it doesn't play on your mind, the pitch is still a belter. So, if India can get them all out in the first hour itself, second session, then they have the best of the conditions wherein they can knock out the remainder of the deficit by today, first session. I mean, today you may say first hour of the third session. And then build a lead upon it.
I think it'll be generous to assume they get them out, keep the lead at 150, then assume they get 150 runs, but actually they could.
Because it's an extended session, isn't it?
Of course, yeah.
2.5 hours you're going to have, and 2 hours you are having the final session. And that session also it can be extended if the overs aren't done by. Now there is a double whammy also, because if India are behind the over rate, it could be a double whammy for them. Lose the test match, also lose 2 vital points. 1 vital point or whatever, however much ever behind they are in the over rate. So it becomes imperative now that you bowl them out quickly. Otherwise, 200 lead that you have played out 1 hour of the one session and then another 1.5 hours, you're in for a toil today. Even the batters are going to face a massive problem today. So Jansen, I mean, he could become your second tallest centurion in Test cricket. I mean, tallest as far as height, he's 6'9", 6'10". Jason Holder has a double ton in Tests, he's 6'7". So does Peter Fulton and Jacob Oram. But Jansen could be your tallest centurion today. Who knows? Because he's 72, looking very solid, not troubled by Bumrah.
I wonder what we're up to, Siddharth, because you talk about tall statures in cricket and all we're discussing heights.
And then what if he's partnered by Demba?
That might. I mean, you look at the height difference between him and Dean Elgar.
Yeah, he's tapping Elgar, and Elgar's here. And Elgar's not a short guy.
He's 5'6", if I'm not mistaken. 5'6" or 5'7".
Okay, average height.
Temba is 5'3", unfortunately. Sachin would be feeling the same way if he had seen Marco
Jansen.
I think his twin brother is also the same height.
Dwayne, I think, close.
Dwayne Jansen is also the same height. So imagine. See,
Well, Sachin would have met Dwayne Jansen.
Yeah, he
Dwayne
also
last
met Marco.
Dwayne last year was part of the MIA squad, remember?
He was. So that's why Marco Jansen, and look, the brief is clear. They are going to go for quick runs. You will see 3 wickets fall quickly. But how many runs will they score? That is
I don't think they'll go for quick runs. Again, if you look at how it is that Rabada batted, and granted he came in towards the latter parts of the session, I don't think they're going to look for quick runs. I think they'll look to be sensible. Again, Rabada is the kind of guy who, when his eye is set, can tonk a few. So he might just say, I'll bat 20 balls, see how the pitch is playing, and then if I get some balls which are in the arc, go for it. I mean, there's no harm. They've already got a 147 run lead. We yesterday were saying anything over 100 is a bonus. Yeah. They've already reached 150. So
150 runs. And okay, you're saying, no, when was the last time a team managed to score about 400 in the 3rd innings or the 4th innings? Happened about 10 years ago. Johannesburg, where South Africa set a target of 458. I mean, India set a target of 458, South Africa reached 450 for it.
Let's be honest, at the moment where this test match stands, South Africa aren't just firmly in the driver's seat, they're taking the Indian bowlers for a ride.
So, final frontier yet to be conquered?
I mean, so far. Again, test cricket is a beautiful sport.
I will go...
Again, but like we said yesterday, you've got to admit the fact that they are leaps and bounds ahead in this test match.
I know.
The beauty of it is, 2 sessions later, we may have to be changing our tones, but again, it's a miracle from here.
I mean, I will just say this, if South Africa somehow manage to win this series, somehow, if they can.
2-0 or something?
1-0 also, I mean, or even 2-0. If they don't lose to India at home, it's going to help them in the WTC final race. Big time, as I had mentioned.
Yeah.
They have got series against Sri Lanka and Pakistan at home and West Indies and New Zealand. So, you are looking at a big...
It's pretty clear, like 6 at home, 6 away.
3 at home, 3 away.
3 at home, 3.
So, your home series is India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan for South Africa. Away it is West Indies and New Zealand. I don't know who the third is. I'll have to check. Maybe it is England, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is England. Okay. Away. But, okay. Oh yes, it's England. 3 tests. It's England.
You usually play about 12 in the entire...
Yeah, 3 tests against Pakistan, 3 against England, 2 against India, Sri Lanka and New Zealand, and 2 against the West Indies.
That's 14 tests approximately.
Yeah. Because England are hosting 3 series at home this time. Sri Lanka, West Indies and South Africa. At home. England. That's
any of those 5 tests? I doubt.
I have.
West Indies is 2, Sri Lanka is I think 2, South Africa is 3. Yeah, so that's the situation. I think it's England, I may be mistaken. So let's just see. So if South Africa don't lose at home to India, they are in with a good chance. Very good chance. And the other team, if they pull out a miracle at the MCG tomorrow, it's Pakistan. Because their home summer is also pretty easy. They play West Indies at home. So that's why.
It's both subcontinental nations needing a miracle.
Both subcontinental nations. Yep. And I'll also say, if, God forbid, I mean, there's still 2 more days left in this test match. If India don't win Centurion, if, already I'm looking ahead, I will not hesitate to say this has been India's horror year in cricket. It's been the ultimate horror. There were 3 goals that you wanted.
You won the Asia Cup. That was one of the goals.
That is
at the start of the year. Let's be honest.
Asia Cup was never one of the goals.
It was given how you were
that was an artificially created thing because of the injuries.
Given
because
how
of
you were
everything.
ousted last year.
That was a T20 format.
Yeah.
In the ODIs, we are always ahead of the curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
But okay, 4 out of that you achieved 1 big deal. Okay. The other 3 that you wanted.
BGT.
No.
BGT wasn't there.
No.
Okay.
WTC.
Yeah.
World Cup.
And
this final frontier.
You didn't want BGT.
BGT at home, you're anyway going to win.
Okay.
See, there was never a problem. If India South Africa was happening at home, it was India were the clear-cut winners.
I actually think this year was just about the one tournament, not 2 or 3.
The World Cup?
The World Cup. This wouldn't have mattered.
You needed the World Cup?
Had you won the World Cup, you ask 99% of the fans out there, they'd be okay losing the series 2-0. Make them champions at the moment. They take it.
Goodness.
Yeah, they take it.
See, if you've got any amount of pride, you should be winning. You should be winning wherever you go if you are considered a superpower.
Yeah, but again, I think World Cup win would have wiped off everything.
Wiped off,
And in fact-
browsed, whatever you want to say, washed off.
Because you know why? I'll tell you why. Because 2011, yes, you ended 28 years of pain. Okay, April 2, 2011, when Dhoni hit
Do
Bhuvan
cricket fans
Kulasekara.
remember anything else from that year?
Afterwards, two remarkable things happened,
They won't.
which raised questions on MS Dhoni, the captain. 8-0, 4-0 in England, 4-0 in Australia. That hurt. That really hurt.
But I mean, how many people really talk about that?
Yeah.
When you talk about Dhoni's legacy, his test career is very conveniently glossed over. And that's not just, but that's not, I'm not talking about, people who write or people who are in the media. I'm talking about fans in general. What is it that we always talk about? Dhoni was the one captain who won all 3 ICC tournaments. That's what you remember.
Yeah.
History is always scripted by winners.
And that's what you play for. You play for the ultimate prize. Simple as that.
That's the thing. See, that time India's myopic thinking caused them. Because see, England, you didn't win a single game. You didn't win a single game in
And
England.
you were comprehensively hammered.
All 4 tests.
Exactly.
You are comprehensively hammered. Australia also comprehensively are outplayed 4-0. You didn't make it to the Tri-Series final. Who was the other team? Sri Lanka. You didn't make it. Despite Kohli's masterclass in Hobart, you still didn't make it. England, you didn't win a single game. 3-0 you lost ODIs, 1-0 you lost a T20I, 4-0. Tour washed. Totally.
Yeah, that was the Duncan Fletcher era, I remember.
Yes. And see, Australia, what was their criticism? 2015, they didn't win it anywhere else. 16, they lost. 17, they lost. 16, in fact, they lost a series to South Africa at home. But did they count them as the world champion thing? No. What was Australia's thinking? We need to win each and every time. That's why they are a champion side with a champion mentality. Unlike India, where we conveniently nitpick and we just do all the other kind of things. Oh, but we won that. We won the BGT. We are 4-time champions. Oh, this team makes us proud. Sorry. There is nothing proud about this Indian cricket team that has happened in 2023.
Yeah, 23, except I think the Asia Cup, and even that's a stretch. You were expected to win that
And you can
tournament.
say the women's under 19 World Cup victory.
Yeah, that is true. But then see, women's cricket is counted as the same breath. Oh, I mean, match hara, lekin dil jeeta. That is the kind of situation that is still there.
But the tournament bhi jeeta na.
Finally,
Yeah.
bowling out England for 68.
Yeah.
That to Shefali Verma and Richa Ghosh. Two players who had already played too much of international cricket. The England players hadn't played that much of international cricket.
But still, you won it.
Yastika was there.
Yastika wasn't there. Only two.
I think Yastika was
Richa Ghosh and Shefali Verma. That's it.
No, I'm saying in that young side, there wasn't a Yastika party.
Yastika is well past 20.
Okay.
Yes.
She doesn't qualify age.
In the under 19, she doesn't qualify. There was Titus Sadhu.
There was Neither Sadhu, yeah.
There was Titus Sadhu, who emerged as one of the stars. There was also Saikya Ishaq. There was also.
And of course, both of them, you can say, also were prepared thanks in no small part to the WPL.
No, but that was later.
Yeah, I know, later.
And
There was Parshvi Chopra. There was Shweta Sehrawat.
Parshvi, yes.
A lot of these people who did in fact come to prominence with the WPL. Again, grade level international cricket we don't really care that much about. You will care about the stars from there also, because again, star culture. How many people remember, if you ask an ordinary cricket fan, that Arshdeep was part of the 2018 World Cup winning side under 19?
Exactly.
Few, if anyone remembers. Who remembers that Riyan Parag was in that same thing?
Yes.
You don't remember.
Yeah.
Because they weren't who are the players who stood out from there? Prithvi, Shubman, and to an extent a Mavi and Nagarkoti.
Mavi Nagarkoti.
Who, because of those dodgy speedometers.
And a guy called Manjot Kalra, who hit
Again for dodgy reasons.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So it is a missed opportunity for India in a big way
If they
in 2023, and if
yeah.
they don't win this Centurion Test.
And I'm sorry, this is a 2-test series. Or 2-test series, for crying out loud.
If you lose this, that's it.
Yeah.
2 tests, and that too. This is because of both CSA and BCCI's complicity. CSA don't want to prioritize tests.
Exactly, more CSA, I would say.
Yeah, I think CSA.
But again, tali do haath se bajti hai na. CSA said, please, we want to prioritize SA20, please, so that we can be your feeder system for IPL. They said, okay.
No, but then see, BCCI is they serve their own interests is something that we all know.
Is it any coincidence
It's not no
that
surprise.
6 out of the 7, I think there are 7 franchises in the SA20
No, there's 6, all 6 are owned by.
IPL?
All 6.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, Johannesburg Super Kings, Pal Royals, Durban Super Giants, then you
Pretoria Capitals.
Pretoria Capitals, then
There's Sunrisers, Eastern Cape.
Eastern Cape, Sunrisers.
Yeah.
Then
And
who's the 6th one?
Yeah, the 6th one I'm forgetting. Is that a Punjab one?
No. I think it is Pal Royals have counted.
You've counted the Royals, you've counted.
What KKR any?
No, they tried to, they didn't get one.
Just search SA20 teams.
Yeah, because all 6 teams are owned. There's
MI Cape Town.
Cape Town.
Yeah, my Cape Town. So that is why.
So all 6 teams are owned by IPL franchises.
So is it any coincidence that Test match cricket in South Africa is not getting priority? It will never get priority because of the SA20.
And not just that, even if you're looking at, it's not been getting priority for a while, you can see. And again, it's a case of what do you blame? What came first? Was it the chicken or the egg? Look at the t-shirts that the South Africans sport. There's no sponsor on it. Yes. Because there is genuinely no interest even in the country right now for Test cricket. Now you can say that this is down to poor results. But
and also because what happened off the field.
There's been so much controversy regarding CSA in itself that, I think the red ball format is the one that's taken the biggest hit. But again, you can say that, in such times, fan support can be even more important. Right. So it's a case of what came first, you don't know. But the situation is such that the country just doesn't prioritize Test cricket.
And remember, despite all of that, this team is on the cusp of denying India the final frontier.
Yeah, despite all of that indeed. Because again, 21-22, when they were
1-0 down, they somehow bounced
back. They pulled back from there. And even here, they're favourites to win this Test match.
And 2 magnificent batting performances, by the way, then.
Yeah, Dean Elgar. The common thread to all of that is Dean Elgar. He has that grit. I'm telling you, this is the last flame of that golden generation that South Africa had. After this, I don't see anybody stepping up to lead South Africa into Test match glory. Okay, you got easier opponents this time. But if you meet, say, an Australia or an India in the final at Lord's in 2025,
you're doomed.
You're doomed. The only chance is, there are 3 teams who are in contention. India, Australia and South Africa. For the WTC final this time around also. India, primarily because they've been very consistent at home. Away might be a bit of a problem, but you've already gotten 1 away win in West Indies. But that 1 draw could hurt you. That rain affected draw. So that is why it's not looking good both for South Africa and India. South Africa long term, India in this Test match, it's not looking good.
Anyhow, we're just about 10 minutes away from assumption of play. Let's take a look at some of the questions.
That is there. And I'm pretty sure many people either will be very angry or they'll just say like, yes, we told you so. So that's the thing. Okay, KK is saying, why does this match feel boring? Really? Rohit is not a captain bowler. I can't see our bowlers getting thrashed like this depleted SA team. I mean, see, it continues. I mean, look, Bumrah is there, Siraj is there. Yet, the other 2 bowlers, that's a big problem. The other 2 bowlers have ensured there is no support for the other 2. Bumrah alone, see, this is the modus operandi for each and every team. Suppose in a 5-test series in Australia, Bumrah alone, if he does it, I'm sorry, he is breaking down much quicker. He needs support from the other end. If other bowlers can't step up, then I'm sorry, even in Australia, India is struggling. That is the situation. So yeah, I mean, it isn't boring, but yeah, it's surprising.
I think it's boring if you're looking at it from an Indian perspective. It's been terrible. It's been a hiding to watch for the most part.
And it's delightful if you're a South African fan.
Yep.
All 10 of them were watching.
Yeah. Piyush Nandre, thanks to Bauma injury, otherwise lead will be 60-70 runs more than
what we'll.
But Piyush, we don't know. I think Temba might come out to bat later.
No, my point, I think his point is that if he had a fully fit Temba batting in his original position, then I think you would have been staring at an even bigger slog.
Could be.
Could very well have been.
Could very well.
Yes, Kalyan Kumar Erukula, how badly we miss Shami. Yes,
very
on
badly.
This wicket, Shami was needed.
On the seaming track.
Yes, and that too, he's the guy who will bowl in that channel every single time. Every single time. Outside Austin, I mean, look at the way how he's been having that impact.
Yeah,
upright seam.
He managed to get a test dismissal out of Ben Stokes in the World Cup, let's not forget.
Yes, I mean that's the situation.
So in these conditions, imagine what Shami would have done.
Yeah, freaking awesome is saying. I think India is almost out of this test. The average score 3rd and 4th innings in Centurions 230 and 162. Even India will score 330, it's going to be tough. Agreed. I mean, see, if India score 300.
Now you need in excess of 300. 300 as things stand isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Then they just need about 160 to chase.
Exactly. So that's the situation that we are looking
Rather
at.
130.
You need 350 plus. Nothing less than that. Nothing less than that. GGK, I think.
He's saying India will score 400 plus because it gets easier to bat. Last time record scores were scored in third and fourth innings, but is that because it got easier to bat or because the bowlers were bowling terribly? I'm going to put it down to the latter.
Both, I would assume. Both.
Not that easy also. Not that easy to the point. India now scoring 400 plus is optimistic.
Yeah.
Optimistic to say the least.
Dex, you're right. I totally forgot. Yes, SA will tour Bangladesh.
So
Not England. I'm sorry.
But
Yes.
Bangladesh might just be.
It'll be a tough one.
A
Yeah.
little bit of a bogey.
Yeah, because they'll produce gaddas there too. So.
Yes. Corrected, Dex. Thank you. I mean, I can't think from the top of my head what were. I remembered 5 of them. I couldn't remember the last one. So,
And-
see, GGK again, 400 plus. Are you mistaking this with Johannesburg?
Or Karachi.
Karachi?
Or Lahore.
Or, I mean, look. See,
Anywhere in
Ahmedabad.
Pakistan.
Yeah. So that is why, look, I really don't know what to make of that statement here. I mean, this Indian batting order against a very disciplined South Africa, especially with Rabada, Katsia, Jansen, Berger. I'm not counting Jansen, okay, Nandre Berger. He could be good, left-hander. We don't know how good he'll be. He had first innings nerves. He could be the X factor.
He got you a couple of wickets even then, Nandre Berger.
Exactly.
On debut, got you a couple of wickets. There was a good catch he took also to get rid of Rohit. So, it's not like he hasn't been involved.
Dex, Marco Jansen, next big all-rounder in world cricket.
No. He's not that.
Batting is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, he does. I would say, in fact, Stokes is more of a batting all-rounder. Jansen definitely a bowling
I
all-rounder.
think Stokes is now transformed into only a batter. I don't see him.
Yeah.
With that, again, let's see how he comes back after that surgery that he's scheduled.
So, it's already confirmed he won't be bowling in India.
Yeah, he won't. He can't. I think his bowling days are done. That's about it. Because I think he's not getting any younger. I think he's 30 plus.
Yeah, 33, 34 types.
30, 34. That's the thing. So, KK will, India also lose 2 points for over it. See, it's not 2 points. How many overs you are behind? It depends. If you are 1 over behind, you lose 1 point. If you're 2 overs behind, you lose 2 points.
Yeah, remember for the Ashes, they gave a compiled one where for every test, so they lost 9 and 10 points? Was
9
it?
and 10 points.
Madness.
Australia lost 9 points in 1 test alone. And you know what was the funnier part? It was rain impacted. What could you do? That's what Usman Khwaja pointed out. It is stupid. I mean, look, 5 on the 5th day, it was totally washed out. How do you expect us to fulfill our quota of overs? That's the situation. So,
Freaking Awesome makes a good point saying that not only against Berger, historically India do tend to struggle against newer bowlers, particularly newer left-arm bowlers.
and also Lungisani Ngidi.
Exactly.
Any new commodity or any unseen player, let's not forget what Mendes did to us.
Oh God.
First tour, single-handedly
Yes.
took the matches away.
Yup, Ajanta Mendes. Man, what a.
But he was ironically destroyed by an Indian batter.
As the
Sehwag.
series went
But
on,
much
yeah.
later.
Sehwag.
No, same series. Same series. Yeah.
Wasn't the second series?
No, first series, 2008. When Sehwag hit the 201 in Kanji, after that, he was the one who said, okay, Mendes, if he does it like this, it's the away going delivery. If he does something like this, it's the carom ball. So Sehwag was the guy who dissected it, took India one more test to recover. After that, Mendes was destroyed by everybody. So that's
But
why.
again, those first few matches.
Magician, absolute magician. So that's why. Enigma 23 saying during Virat's captaincy, at least, test matches were fun to watch, even when we lost match. But Rohit is a boring test captain, no energy in the field.
I think we're being a bit harsh on poor Rohit. What has he done
I
wrong?
saw him put in a couple of dives over there. Yeah, like come on, he's.
What can he
I'm
do?
not going to be extremely critical.
See,
of him.
Rohit was not held by his bowlers. Simple. At least Virat at the time his bowlers helped him.
What more can he do? What more can Rohit do? Short of Rohit taking his cap off and bowling himself, there's nothing much he can do at this point.
Dex is saying, why you guys don't like Real Madrid?
I mean, I don't really hate Real Madrid. That's a bit of a.
But you don't support.
I don't support them. Big deal. I don't support a lot of football clubs in the world.
There's hundreds of clubs out there.
Exactly.
Like, had to choose just one. Happened to be United for me, Chelsea for him. So I, in fact, as a United supporter, I'm okay with Real Madrid because they were more often than not buy our players and Give us some money.
And also, if you're talking about when you're talking about certain clubs, they have identities or the way they operate. Chelsea under Roman Abramovich were very Real Madrid like. You didn't know what the hell was going on, but they won trophies.
Yep.
You didn't know what was going on, so it's pretty similar. Again, I just never really took that much of a fancy to them.
Exactly. So that's the
Piyush
situation.
Nandre, by the way, asking an interesting question: is Hardik Pandya retired from Test? No, he's just not been available since.
It's, let's say, one of those unsaid things like you have at the moment of there not being a permanent India T20 captain.
See, I think with his injury history, I think Pandya can't play.
No, his Test match career has been done for years now.
4 years. 2019 was the last time he
Exactly,
played.
and that was
2019 or 2017.
No, I think 18. No, 18. He was there in England.
19 then.
Then it would probably be 19.
19. So that's why. So let's hope that South Africa can be restricted to a lead of under 175. That's the only hope now.
Yeah.
So play is about to start with Kagiso Rabada on strike. Marco Jansen might be gunning for his maiden 100. So let's see how it goes. The tallest 100 ever.
The tallest Centurion.
Yeah.
At Centurion.
Yep. And Bumrah is with 3 slips. So we'll join you for the innings break.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And then after that it is the tea break. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Ashish.